James is just eating tempura shrimp right now. He's going to talk about kicking and dreaming, a story of heart, soul, and rock and roll. And he's also going to talk about who is America and these other things. So, what I'm doing is I'm going to put this on me, and then I'm going to be pitting some cherries and making James a smoothie. So, I'll explain why I do things the way I do while I'm doing them. And
so you explain a little bit first while I'm chowing down on tempura. Does that make sense?
So the ones that are in the colander here, they're washed already. The ones that are in these grape bags, they're not washed. But I have the water, and I can wash them with this. Well, so it's not a big deal. And what James is going to stop chewing for a minute, and he's going to start reviewing Who is America.
Stop chewing, start reviewing. Maybe she's writing a lot of poetry.
So that's it. And then I will be making a smoothie and pitting cherries while he's doing that. So
there we go.
So you talk about Who is America.
Still chewing, folks. This is Sacha Baron Cohen, best known, I suppose, for one of his first successes, Borat. He also did the Ali G show. Did a pretty good job. Borat was awesome. You know, this dates from Trump's first regime, or reign, or whatever you don't want to call it. Yeah. I'm not sure what the date is on this. I'm trying to read it without my glasses. 2018. So you'd think it would be like 7 years out of date, but it's the stupid Americans. No, all of them are stupid. There's way too many. Of course, we've got pretty well the same percentage of stupidity up here in Canada. Re-elected. Well, he didn't really elect. Idiot first time though. That was Republican tricks and Russian tricks. The Russians just added to the dirty tricks that the Republicans have been doing at least since the era of Nixon. Of course, they were getting worse pretty well with each passing year, or each passing election. They reached what I was hoping was a nadir back in 2000. Speaking of nadir, they were up against Ralph Nader. Really, they weren't the Republicans. The Democrats were. Nader stole enough of the vote away from the Democrats, cronies and independents, that Republican dirty tricks were able to steal the election from Al Gore. But then the Russians added their more than 2 cents worth, and they were able to steal the election in 2016. Of course, Jeb Bush in Florida did. Well, that was in 2000, but 2016 they stole the election.
You're talking too quietly.
And the American people. Kind of tired, so, and kind of depressed. By this 2018, 7 years later, it's the same thing, only worse.
All right. So why I use the brown towel is because James knows
essential.
It's absolutely essential. Because when you use a white towel, it is not white when you're done. So and
you need a towel, otherwise it looks as though you've killed something. If you cherries,
well, yeah, you're gonna get soaked with cherry juice. It's just the way it goes. Yeah. So anyway, I was going to weigh this out. There it is. So that's now, at, well, I guess I should.
Now you've got the tare weight, right?
Yeah. So.
And then you take the gross weight.
And we'll
you
see.
calculate the net weight.
Yeah, this will take me quite a while to do this. So it's, well, this, I can just know that it weighs.
What does it say?
No, it's fine. Yeah, I'll do it this way.
I'll try to remember that. What does it say?
Well, I could weigh it, or I could, yeah, but this will work out perfectly.
Well, you could tare weight.
Yeah, but this does it automatically. So now I'm at 0 with the lid on. So I don't know. That's how I'm going to do it today. And then we'll see just how many cherries that I put in.
Into one smoothie.
Into one smoothie.
It's amazing.
Because I'm wondering.
Yeah. She was saying a lot.
I shouldn't do that. I'm going to get that book sticky. I'll just put them
take it out of the way.
Right here. Okay, that'd be better. Because I like to pitch them into the garden.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Absolutely. Maybe grow a cherry tree or two.
I don't think so. I haven't had luck that way. I'm going to take it out of here for now because I can do this.
You've got several cherry trees in your yard, but that's just from them seeding themselves, right?
They sucker from the roots.
Well, that's a revelation to me.
Yeah. So anyway, and then I can wash my hands and do that a little bit. So, what was I going to say about Who is America? Because you're still on that right now?
Yeah. I'm starting off slowly, and I'm going to be like Neil Young in one of his live records, Crosby's. This song starts off slowly, and that just peters out altogether.
Well, I like Who is America.
Yeah.
Some of the
top of the list.
Mm-hmm. Some of the skits or whatever you would call them, I liked better than others. Like
me too.
The Republican couple that Sacha Baron Cohen went to dinner over at their place. Mm-hmm. I thought they were actually really civilized. I don't know how he managed to get invited over to dinner at their house.
Now, which character was he playing there?
The left-wing.
Oh, that
guy.
Stupid left-wing.
Yeah.
I tell you, he plays the character so well, especially that one. I hate them, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So
I've known too many left-wingers like that idiot. Yeah.
But
as they call him a liberal.
I mean, so I was thinking, well, why did he even put that on? Because they seem so civilized and whatever, so much more normal than, or whatever.
They realized there was something wrong with him, right? And they did.
They did
show that at the end.
Yeah. And one thing though, I think that maybe why he put it on is because, like we were talking about it, how they said that she did all the cooking, so he did all the cleaning, and we were looking at their fancy. It was like a palace they were living in, right? Uh-huh. And I was like, I don't believe he does all the cleaning. And
no, that's the first thing we noticed.
James said, I don't believe he does any of the cleaning.
He pays for all the cleaning.
So I think that's why.
A maid or two.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he manages the cleaning. I'm not sure. And honestly, I doubt that she does all the cooking too. But whatever.
He pays for all the cleaning. She manages the cleaning.
Maybe.
He might manage it. I don't know.
I'm getting sticky on the.
It doesn't matter. We just hose it off. And she would manage the cooking, and he'd pay for all the
I've
cooking.
totally screwed this up.
What's going on?
Well, I keep getting. No, I haven't. Okay.
That's okay.
Once I put the lid on, I think it'll be right.
Okay.
How many do I have right now? Okay, yeah, I don't know if that sounds right, but we'll see. Anyway, I like the The one with the prison ex-con chef turned chef, the best.
I didn't
That was
think I'd like that.
absolutely insane.
Well, there were several of his. Was that the one where he was doing the?
Well, I mean, because that
paintings
one
and
had
stuff?
the painting. He put the painting on the wall in the restaurant. So I mean that it tied into the
Yeah.
last one. Anyway, so that just made it even better, right? It made the chef one even better. So yeah, I'm not going to give anything away, but I did not expect that to go the way that it did. Another thing that I liked a lot in that is just one image. I often like that kind of comedy when it's just something just flashes on the screen for a second. The camel. It was ridiculous. And
That one sticks with me.
yeah.
Now, I've seen many of these before, but I did like that one where it's the so-called liberal. He's got a proposal for revitalizing Kingman, Arizona. Is it? I believe it's Arizona, which used to be on Route 66. It still is, but Route 66 basically doesn't exist.
And weren't you saying it was that's where what's that bomber that he came from? What
The-
place was-
You mean the Unabomber?
Yeah, is that where he came from? Where
The
did they
guys
go?
that bombed
it's
Oklahoma
not
City
in there.
came from Michigan,
Oh, okay.
and of course they wouldn't have been able to do anything without Ramzi Youssef.
Mm.
I think he's part of Al Qaeda or allied with them, because Christmas time they weren't able to blow up a milk bottle.
I'll know if there's a picture.
Just before Christmas time, one of them visited the place in the Philippines where Ramzi Youssef was staying at that point in time, Cebu City, southern part of the Philippines, and not too far into the next year, they're blowing up, not the whole building, but the.
Oh, okay. So I misunderstood. You were talking. I think Sacha Baron Cohen mentioned the real name of one of the bombers, and you said, "Oh, that's the such and such or whatever."
McVeigh said.
Okay.
I
And I
can't
misunderstood.
remember what context he
Yeah.
said that in.
He was saying that he was like a freedom fighter or something like that. I think that's what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is, I mean, he was a terrorist.
Yeah.
But.
Which is funny. I mean,
Yeah.
really, when you get multiculturalism, that's what happens. Whatever. Anything right or left wing has to be acceptable. Anyway, the choice was of two mosques. Like
One that was bigger than the other,
yeah,
or whatever.
the first one was
Yeah.
choice, the second one was usually bigger.
Yeah.
And we don't need a spoiler alert.
No.
The people are just up in arms. He's maybe lucky to get out of there alive, but yeah, one guy actually said something like, "Well, I don't know what he was talking about. Was it Jews we tolerate or
No,
black
it was-
people?
yeah,
black.
that's
we
what it is.
tolerate them,
Yeah.
And that's the thing about toleration. It isn't necessarily
Okay, I definitely got one in that time.
being enthused about folks being around and stuff like that. But he actually said it. Like these folks are kind of portraying themselves. They're not really being portrayed. They're portraying themselves as being pretty ignorant. But yeah, at the end, spoiler alert, there's a picture of a camel in the corner.
Yeah, it's just
One of the
great.
mosques.
This is what the revitalization of your town will. This is an example of what it'll look like. It was just
And
great.
the thing is, with that liberal or whatever, it was over the top. But folks, if you're of that breed, it's just a little bit over the top. You guys are whackers or university types. And you're really triggered.
Okay, well that's about right. That's about how much I've been putting in, and that's 6 ounces. I don't know what that really.
Fluid ounces or whatever? No, it's weight. Yeah.
6 ounces. I think that's right. Oh no, wait, it's more.
Hmm?
8.7 ounces. That's about how much I've been putting on. Luckily, I remembered that I had to put the lid back on because that made for the tearaway. So, anyway. So yeah, about 8.7 ounces, 9 ounces goes in there, in each smoothie. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna stick that there because it's not sunny.
Yeah, it's amazingly mild for a late July day. It seems like early morning, but it must be getting around 11 o'clock or something.
Go there. And I hardly made a dent in my colander full of cherries. I use those plastic colanders a lot. So I have another one there that's I use to pick the cherries, so it's not washed. And I'm gonna put the cherry pits into that from those, just so that I so I don't have to be tossing it. I forgot that I'd brought it over, so that's why I was tossing.
It was a pretty good looking banana.
Yeah,
doesn't look
some
the greatest
of them
from the outside, but
so
there we go.
there, that's how I
composting.
compost. There's a compost bin in the back and a compost pile, but honestly, that's how I do it at my yard. I used to have a compost pile. That works better, just chucking it in the perennial bed.
So Pauline has a yard that at when she moved in was used as a parking lot with gravel in. Now when people walk by in the summertime, they'll say things like, "It's a paradise here."
Yeah.
Trees, bushes, flowers growing all over the place in profusion. How's that for a fancy word? Maybe too good for the internet. Anyway, who is America? I don't know what you're doing. I was thinking about this the other day. What was Sacha Baron Cohen doing? I thought this was more current. Hopefully he's still doing this kind of stuff. But it's well recommended. And folks, I don't care if you're right wing, like there's a Ruddock, Bob Ruddock or something like that. You folks who are on the Trump side of things, look at yourself in the mirror. But you liberals out there, look at this overweight guy, pot-belly, ponytail. That's you. You guys are just skunks.
Do you want to lick off the spoon?
Sure.
So normally I would not get this kind of yogurt. This has gelatin in it. It also has stevia and stuff like that and whatever. But I wouldn't want the stuff with gelatin. Yuck. But it was on clearance at Shoppers Drug Mart, and James likes it just fine. So that's why he's having it.
Next one on the list. I understand pretty well anything in this list here comes highly not just recommended, but highly recommended. So this is apparently an early Denzel Washington work. I thought everyone in this did a good acting job. I thought it was well directed, well written. I thought it was going to be so politically correct it would hurt everyone involved, including people watching him.
I only use the liquidy part of the coconut milk package, so I'll use the other for later, and just putting a little bit of water, and we'll see if that's thin enough. It's going to be loud for just a minute here, not even a minute. Not loud. So anyway, that's that, and that's a very easy smoothie. And which color of straw would you prefer, red or yellow? Because there's banana.
Let's try the red.
Cherry in it.
Well, the red of the cherry dominates it.
Okay,
That's
so
what I
I can
had
take
before.
this out of here and then you can just drink out of there. Or did you?
How about out of that container though? One
Okay.
of those yogurt
Yeah.
containers. I forgot to bring my glass up.
That's okay. That'll work out just great. So that's what he's been drinking lately, and that's what he will be drinking for the next while. There's a little bit more in this than that. So if you slurp back a little bit, then I can pour the rest into your thing.
These containers contain a lot more than a glass.
Yeah. And he's been drinking that much twice a day. And how is
I
it
was
today?
wondering, that's great.
Good.
I was wondering why I lost the chilblains off my heels just recently. Might be this.
Just that healthy?
Well, bananas, cherries, and I've been drinking almond milk. Almonds are great for you, right?
Yeah.
And yogurt. I don't think yogurt's bad for you. Probably a lot better than most types of. And it's unsweetened yogurt, right? Or is it? It's a bit sweetened.
Well, you have the ingredients on your thing. Like it says stevia and stuff. It's 0%
Okay,
milk
stevia,
fat.
so it's not sugar.
I mean, they're
don't know.
trying to be healthy,
Yeah, I wouldn't
making
wanna
that
live
stuff.
off
I
of
just don't
some-
like the fact that it has gelatin in it. That's all.
Yeah. So it's awesome. It doesn't have the. I mean, the best was this stuff made with strawberries. And this is not almond milk in there, but it was what type of milk?
Coconut.
Coconut. Wow. If anything, that's going to be better than almond milk for me. I like coconut. I like almonds actually. Anyway, this one. There's an Indian guy in Mississippi. I don't know how would Indians, South Asians head for Mississippi. I don't know. Anyway, he's talking the talk, you know. We colored people have got to hang together against the whites. This is current. One of my siblings was jabbering that to another one of my siblings. I guess that's, what do they say in court? You know, it's not really, it's hearsay, but I trust my source. Saying, yeah, Indigenous people in Canada can trust colored people of color from all around the world to stand up for their rights and stuff like that. People from South Asia, Hindus, they've made the natives there into pariahs and outcasts. Don't believe me? Do a little check. The Han Chinese in People's Republic of China are taking kids away. This isn't residential schools. This is taking kids away, I guess, permanently from Turkic kind of people in the western part of China, and they're as close to what you can get to being native as you can get there. The real natives, from what I can tell, Western China, they've got their mummies actually. It's a desert, and the mummies have like brown, reddish, lightish hair and white skin. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. At any rate, you know, they just don't handle. People from Asia have had a long and strong history of not handling their minorities well. Why would they do it when they come here? Once they become the majority. I say once, not if. Yeah, so people coming from Latin America, Mexico, about 30 years ago, folks in Chiapas, the natives, were actually conducting a war against the Mexicans. Mexican government. But the guy who's spouting that stuff is shown to be a hypocrite. Um, this one guy, the patriarch of the family. What is it, 5 minutes left?
4. That's a good estimation.
Yeah. He wants to go back to and he said he was born there, but that doesn't make it native just because you're born in some place. Idi Amin was a nasty guy, but that's because he was chowing down on people. He also, I think he was a secular version of a not a very nice religion. A religion that's not native to Uganda. If you actually check out what his name means, you'll realize what religion I'm talking about. So they were saying Africa for Africans and stuff like that. I don't believe in that sort of stuff, but folks don't have a right to just a God-given right or whatever, nature-given right to move into any particular place. They better, in a democracy, if they want to move into democracy, they better believe in democracy. If they don't believe in democracy, they don't belong there. And that's just putting it in neutral terms. Most folks who don't believe in democracy, moving into democracy, absolutely don't belong there. They basically should be deported to whichever place. I don't care if the place wants to take them or not. It's just the way it is. So tune in the way it should be, the way it is. I think it's one of the few places in the world, democracies in the world, that smarten up about immigration policy and letting in Nazis, commies, and their equivalent, moral or immoral equivalents. They kind of smarten up about it, but the rest of the democratic world is unfortunately going to have to learn more lessons, and more lessons. Things like 9/11, so on and so forth. The stabbing and near killing of Salman Rushdie, so on and so forth. Salman Rushdie should be allowed into democracy. But people who are wanting to stab him, or even people who are willing to applaud the attempt on Salman Rushdie's life, don't belong in democracy. And frankly, should be, if they're not citizens, should be deported. And if they are citizens, as soon as they commit a crime or something like that, if they're first generation, they should be stripped of their citizenship on the basis of treason. There should be, I don't believe in death for treason, but it should be stripping of citizenship for treason. And that, I suppose, applies to anyone. It doesn't matter how long they've been around, except in the case of Canada and the United States, if they're indigenous. Or if they're descendants of slaves from the United States, shall we say. Not in Canada, only if they were descendants of slaves in Canada. There's very little slavery in Canada. There are a couple music videos I'll review another time. And then one that made the bottom of Pauline's list. I didn't see or even hear of this.
Oh, well, that one, there's good reason for it. It says in French and English, there's no subtitles.
Okay.